All right, hey Frank, I got a quick question for you, Frank. I'm gonna just cut straight to it. Is Nico Collins a top 5 receiver?
Yes. Point blank
That was
period.
pretty quick. That was pretty
Yeah.
quick. That was pretty
Yeah.
quick. Charlie,
Name 5
do you
better
agree with
receivers.
this?
Let me see. Justin Jefferson.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a top 5 receiver. Yeah. I go with that. I would say so. The guy is different. Like we don't have too many big receivers that go out there and do that thing. And he's better than all the other big receivers. He's better than DK Metcalf. He's better than AJ Brown if you count him. He's big, like physically. He's only 6'1" though. But I don't know, man. It's not too many things he can't do at 6'4". I mean, he's physical at the top of his routes. He's physical at the line of scrimmage. He catches the football long catch radius. It's to me, it's a little Julio Jones-ish, like not as chiseled and robotic, but like the catches he can make. It's reminiscent of some of the catches that Julio Jones was making in the Super Bowl that they lost, but only Julio could get to those footballs.
Right, he has that Julio thing, but he still has that slender body thing that some of the smaller receivers
exactly
have,
like
makes
that,
it really
like how Justin Jefferson can break down quick and get in and out of breaks and routes. I don't know, man. I love AJ Brown. I think he's better than AJ Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think for sure.
I mean, AJ Brown doesn't play football.
I really don't. It would. I can't think of anybody that I would put. CeeDee Lamb, maybe I guess is another one.
Nah, he better
right
than
there
Lamb,
with.
Bro.
But I would take Nico Collins personally. Right. I think it's Justin.
I think when we talk about CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, and all, but I think the top 5 is kind of clear at this point because I mean, even though it's only 4 people, I would say is probably better than him. I mean, could be better than him, which is Lamb, Chase, Jefferson, and whoever else was just St. Brown. Oh, but you could say Tyreek Hill, but that situation is ugly. No, but the bottom line is Nico Collins is a cold beast. I would not have put him. I wouldn't have guessed that he would be in the top 10 after last season. I mean, before last season. But at this point, I mean, it's not for real. He has an argument to be one if we being real. But I mean, I'll probably take a couple guys.
I mean, why are we talking about all this crazy stuff? Why don't we just go ahead and put Malik Neighbors like in the top 5 too? Like
that's fair. That is fair.
Hey, in my defense, even though he became a stinky giant, I definitely had him over Marvin, in my opinion, coming into the draft. Whether I'm right or wrong, I had him over Marvin coming into the draft.
I had Marvin over him, but then he went to the Giants. So yeah, you were right.
Well, look, yeah, I agree. Y'all probably got the best rookie receiver. We just got the best rookie quarterback. No big deal.
Hey.
I'll trade you. I'll trade you. I'm just saying.
But in all seriousness, back to the subject at hand. I mean, I mean, we both know how big of a proponent we are of pass catchers and passers. CJ Stroud and Nico should be a dynamic duo for years to come. I mean, I go size it because this is football, but at least like the next 3 or 4 years, the next 3 to 5 years, they should be a pretty good duo. And as we know, that's a big deal. So
it's crazy. All it took was a quarterback to unlock these players. That it seems to happen that way a lot. Once they got CJ, when who's their the Mills, Davis Mills? When Davis Mills stopped throwing him the football, he became good. I don't know what the heck happened there. It's crazy.
Just cold-blooded coincidence.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it because I remember telling you guys that I was targeting Nico heavy in fantasy.
Yeah, you was big on Nico coming. Yeah, that's why I asked you the question to start.
When you watch him play, you're just like, all right, the two of them together, it just makes a whole lot of sense. And he goes to him whenever he needs anything. That tells you something when a quarterback is like, I need something, and he knows exactly where to go.
And we all knew when he did that thing with Micah Parsons where he talked about his team and he picked Tank Dell.
Tank Dell at my slide, my F.
We knew that was a friendship pick. We knew what time it was, for real. We talked about that. So, we know what time it is, man. But anyways, man, anything you want to say if we get out of this piece, Charlie?
Nah, man. I think he's tremendous. I think Frank brought up one of the rookies, and the other rookie I think will be up there too, Marvin Harrison, invading that top 5 shortly.
And what about Brian Thomas?
Yeah. I love Brian. If Brian Thomas can overcome his quarterback issues, just like Daniel Jones, if they can overcome their quarterback issues, I think Brian Thomas could be really special. I remember when he was coming out, I was like, Brian Thomas could pull a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Like, hey, he was better than me in college, but
both of the guys
Brian Thomas could
just playing with the greatest quarterback of all time. So I can understand why it might be a bit of anybody's a downgrade from who they came from. So I understand. But he's in a better place.
And some downgrades are bigger than others.
I'm done. This has been Soggy Nachos podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Tell somebody about us.
Peace.
Jaden Daniels is the greatest.